This video is brought to you by Osmocote, the planter's plant food.
I'm Greg Speichert, Director of Hilltop Gardens here at Indiana University, and today we're going to be talking about saving your own tomato seed. Some of the things you want to think about is what varieties you want to save, like heirloom varieties or ones that are family favorites, or maybe some that you buy at the store. Maybe you're going to do it to save money. Maybe you want to increase the amount and give some to friends as a Christmas gift. Remember this, that tomatoes that are grown generally by yourself, if you only have one, you should hand pollinate those tomatoes so that you have just the, and probably one fruit's all you're going to need, but that way you know they're true to type. If you're going to buy them at the farmer's market, you might ask how many they grow of a variety so that you know if they're growing like 20 or 30 of something, they probably are going to be true to type. If they're going to be grown from the grocery store, you're going to have basically acres of the same tomato and they'll probably be true to type. So the issue is that you want to end up, if you just don't care and you just want tomato seeds, it doesn't really matter. But if you want to be somewhat close to what you're eating and looking at the point, then you need to make sure that they've been pollinated by the same plant. Okay, it's called being self-pollinated. Okay, so some of the supplies we're going to need for this, you need some number 2 pencils, you need a fork, you need some coffee filters, a little strainer. These are some seeds that we've already fermented, and then you need some tomatoes. Okay. If you're going to slice a big tomato and then just squeeze it out into a little cup, and you need a cup. And just slice them and put them in, you can do that too. Just, it's all a little jelly part inside. I'm going to do cherry tomatoes today. These are white currants. And the thing to remember is they produce a lot of seeds, okay? So if you don't need many seeds, you don't need to do too many. I tend to do lots and lots of seeds. But no, so count a couple of tomatoes just to see. We counted these little cherry tomatoes and you get 35 to 50 seeds per tomato. So just pierce them and then squeeze them in your cup. You don't want to do them right onto the coffee filter, and I'll show you why. So we're going to do a few. We need a couple, about 10,000 tomato seeds this year for a seed starting kit we're giving away to kids. So, and be careful, you can be absolutely covered with seeds. I've had some volunteers just coated in more seeds than I think are in the cup. So create a little Lady Gaga kind of a tomato seed covered outfit. So let's do a few here, get us something to work with. Let's kind of pierce them. Ugh. You can get a little flesh in there, it doesn't really matter. And you're not going to get all the seeds. See, here's some of them. Trust me, one tomato is probably at least 10 packets of seeds. There we go. Okay, so that's a little bit of a jelly part right there. Then we just want to take that, add some water. You can do this inside. Just need enough water to cover them so that they're kind of suspended. Because we don't want, the last thing we want to happen is them to just dry out in like a jello that's kind of all gooey, because we want them to ferment so that the little gel that goes around each one of the seeds kind of comes off. So that'll happen in a day or two. So we set this off to the side. In a day or two it looks kind of like this, kind of like orange juice with some stuff in it that's maybe been let out. So you kind of let that off, you pour some off. Let's get rid of that. Okay. So what we want to do now is pour some into a strainer. It's kind of a syrupy, kind of goopy thing. The smell is not pleasant, but not too offensive. And you're just going to rinse these. And this gets rid of all the little bits of flesh and old tomato, and all of a sudden the seeds are a nice kind of tan color. Okay, and you're going to take yourself a coffee filter. I like to use these big round coffee filters because they just wick all the moisture away and they're easy. So we're going to write on here what these are. These are white currants. We're going to put the year on them. We could just fold this up when they're dry and then just store them like that, but tap them out, kind of smooth them out a little bit. Set these off to the side. Set a little rock on here so that nobody blows away. In a couple of days, they'll be nice and dry like this. Then we just put them in an envelope. Let's take your little envelope and label it. Now if you want, you could take a color picture of these, make your own little color picture labels, and stick them on these and give them away as gifts. That'd be a great idea. And then just take them and slip them in. You may want to break them up too. You can if you want, because they're like in little clumps. They're kind of like felted hair all stuck together. So then just stick them in your little envelope. There you go. And that's it. And that's it. That's all it takes. Store your seeds in a cool, dry place. Like you can store them in a mason jar with a little bit of desiccant in the refrigerator with a lid on it. Or you can store them where you store your other seeds in a tin. Most importantly, they stay cool and they stay dry. You don't want up and down humidity. You don't want to store them in a damp cellar. But someplace that's cool and dry. They should last, tomato seeds that you collect yourself or from the store, should last anywhere from 3 to 7 years. There's reports of, sometimes 25, 50 years. So tomato seeds last a long time. That's it. I'm Greg Speichert, Director of Hilltop Gardens at Indiana University, and that's the dirt on saving your own tomato seed.